All right, folks, it's BUGCON 2019, day 2. I'm here with one of the good boys himself, Scott Gairdner, podcast The Ride. He came in just in time for the Sunday service, for the Bugman service. I mean, give us a wrap up. I know you worked on the Craig Healy panel yesterday. Any?
I feel fantastic. It's just an honor to be part of this event. To get out and meet and greet everybody, and to see everybody, filling up their mental and spiritual holes with top-notch entertainment. It's I'm out of my element. I present myself now as a good boy, and Bug is the ultimate bad boy. But it's if you think about the color wheel, the colors that are next to each other complement each other, but also opposites complement each other, and that's how I feel. That's how, to me, there can be harmony between a good boy and a bad boy. I was deeply honored to be moderating the Complicated panel yesterday. I'm just, it's nice to get a sense of what Bugman's taste in media is, and it's validating to know that my favorite show, Complicated, on my favorite streaming platform, Vioobu, is also appreciated by really one of the great media minds, Bugman, and I know he doesn't like a lot, so that he appreciates Complicated and I appreciate Complicated, and he asked me to come appreciate Complicated in front of other appreciators. It was a swirl of appreciation, and we all got sucked into it, and we're all in it forever. We're stuck in the well of appreciation.
Oh gosh. Like a good boy in a bad situation, maybe a bit of a DJ Rex tale. I mean, themes coming out all over the woodwork. I spoke a bit about Crackle with Franklin earlier, the streaming platform, but you brought up Vioobu. I mean, a lot of deep cuts on there, a lot of content available to watch. Anything else about Vioobu?
What can I say about Vioobu? There's so many streamers out there, so many quality streamers out there, and we're all just waiting for Quibi. We're all waiting to take a quick bite, but Disney Plus is coming. I mean, that's going to be fine. But Star Wars, we know. Marvel, we know. I'm excited to take new journeys with Quibi, new quick journeys, new miniature bites of journeys. But in the meantime, while we wait for the dawn of Quibi, Vioobu is there, and Vioobu is a place that curates all the best content and puts it in one place. It's like they have read my mind, read my taste, and they know that I want to see Complicated, the show about a comedian who moves from Bushwick to Echo Park, rather. They know that I want to see Dudes. One of the still holds up. It's an older show, but it's still really funny. And they know that I want to see Petticoat Junction. They're able to connect all of those elements and put them in one place, and they know that one sensibility unites all of that. They're doing great work, and it's tough to compete against the mega streamers. Hulu and Amazon have the money, but Vioobu has the heart. You got to support the heart.
It doesn't get any clearer than that. Vioobu has the heart. Recently, we've seen your journeys to Batu in Blackspire Outpost. BugCon, Bugmain. We love the prequels. Yeah. How do you think, positively or negatively, the prequels are represented in Galaxy's Edge?
You know what? I was there last night representing with my BugCon Pro hat, and I wanted to get the Pro emblem in front of imagery from the prequels, and I was excited to find some of that in Doc Undar's shop of Den of Antiquities, not iniquities. Iniquities are bad things. Antiquities are good things. Among his antiquities, there is major prequel representation, I'm happy to say. There is a stained glass portrait of Queen Amidala in sort of a Virgin Mary pose. You can buy a beautiful bust of Darth Maul. I'm trying to remember what else. For any prequel appreciators, they went hard on prequels in the Void experience, the Star Wars VR experience, Secrets of the Empire, and you get to visit the lava planet What is the lava planet? I'm not proving myself not worthy of the pro hat. Oh, jeez. Yeah. The lava planet. You know it. You walk around it. You got to avoid the lava, and you feel the heat. So they really went in and all in on prequel elements. I would say it might be underrepresented, but walking around, seeing Doc Undar's wares, there was a lot of prequel representation. I'm happy to say. I think Bug would be proud, and I took a photo of me in front of Amidala, and I sent it to Bug, and Bug approved.
Bug approved. We're talking about Batuu is Bug approved. Wow. Oh my god.
I think what makes it tough is that Batuu is, they have set it in new trilogy worlds. So all of the events of the prequels are several generations past. And so just narratively there's a structure where it's difficult to fit in the prequel elements, but it's presented like important history. It's presented like the pillars of the history of this of this region and this world and this galaxy. And so it's I don't know, it's in there. Now, should they have not set up a narrative and a timeline that diminishes the prequels? Possibly, but it's, you know, they made their choice, but I don't think I don't think the prequelists out there would be totally disappointed in Galaxy's Edge.
Would you maybe say that Galaxy's Edge is? This is just my theory. I haven't been there yet myself, but Galaxy's Edge may be the best move Disney has made with the Star Wars franchise to date.
For sure. Yeah, there's no question about that. Because there's a lot of I was more anti Force Awakens. Bug and a lot of this scene is very anti Last Jedi. Either way, that nobody can agree on any of this. Solo, obviously. Actually, this morning I tried to watch a little bit of Solo and bailed. Pretty good, sort of unwatchable, I might say. It's really tough. But I wanted to. You know, hey, it was there on Netflix, and I plugged it in just because I like, well, here's some Star Wars that I never did, and I wanted to keep soaking up things in the wake of Galaxy's Edge. I think it would be hard to find an angle to dislike Galaxy's Edge from, and yeah, absolutely, you got to imagine them buying it from Lucasfilm. The theme parks had to be a major component of that, and I'd say maybe the only misstep was the opening skit where Harrison Ford's cue was mistimed, and he was paying a nice tribute to Peter Mayhew. This one's for fireworks go off, interrupts his nice tribute to his recently passed friend. It was all very strange. Bob Iger mouthed, "Oh well." If you watch the video, yeah, that was how he had to acknowledge that the fireworks were mistimed.
It's Bob Iger. Yeah.
Yes. But hey, you know, timing pyrotechnics has got to be difficult, and listening for a cue from a yes, absolutely, and it's dangerous. So probably there was an itchy, finger on the trigger, and I don't know. And Harrison may have. Can I blame Harrison being slightly stoned? Probably, but that's who he is, and they should have accounted for that. They shouldn't have stacked those cues so closely.
They should have accounted for the pan full of pot that he had smoldering in the limo. Have you heard that story? No. Like one of these infamous stoner Ford stories is like he had nothing to smoke out of, so he had like he heated weed up on a pan, was trying to like vape it in a limo. I cannot remember what podcast or like where I heard that from, but totally believable, right?
I bet he did. I bet he's on the way down to Anaheim, and here's the deal. Give me a pan, and I'm in. Fill my pan.
He's the MacGyver of pot smoking. Well, before we get going, it's not all going to be about Galaxy's Edge. I have something here in my pocket that I feel maybe has been, maybe there's a slant. Maybe there's an editorial slant. Maybe I'm wrong. But here it is, folks. It's my Knott's season pass. Wow.
He wants to go to cool places at Knott's. Anyone remembers there was a song that they played in the ads. That's a pretty deep Knott's cut. I don't know how many people understand deep Knott's references on your channel, wherever this is going. I don't know. I'm not even sure. But I love
We love it. We love it.
We love it.
Operations. The part where he says operations, and then it's like all the man voices. We love it. We love it. We love it.
Custodial. We love it. There's an internal. I assume everyone watching this knows about the internal use for a company party Knott's Berry Farm parody of Randy Newman's "I Love L.A." They made a full music video, and all the departments were represented. Bathrooms, we love it. Ride maintenance, we love it. We love it.
I was actually at the chicken dinner restaurant not that long ago, and one of the waitresses that was waiting on us, I had mentioned to her, there's a Huelhauser episode where he goes to Knott's, and I was like, yeah.
Wait a minute. That's news to me.
He interviews...
That's an episode of our podcast, for sure. We'll analyze that.
It's like over 30 minutes long, 100%, with historical footage and with very old Knott's daughters, like, in the mix.
Is it findable? Is that online?
Easily on YouTube. Huelhauser, Knott's, look it up. But I mentioned this to this waitress, and she said, oh, yeah, I'm in that. She had worked there for like 40-plus years. This is the dedication that people have to Knott's. Can we expect any Knott's in the coming future in Podcast The Ride or even The Second Gate?
You know, we started the podcast, and, for anyone who doesn't know our podcast, we cover different rides and theme parks, and... each episode is devoted to a different one. And we early on were making the mistake of covering entire theme parks in a single episode. We thought we could contain all of the history and the culture of Knott's Berry Farm to one
episode in retrospect. But
oh, great, fantastic. But yeah, we're starting to realize we need to break things off. We've discovered our pace that's right for us. We did 19 episodes about all of the shops and stores and restaurants of Universal City Walk. So now we know the pace needs to be like... We could probably chart out like square footage versus amount of content, which Galaxy's Edge is like 14 acres. I mean, it's got to be at least like, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'd say it's probably 2 episodes per acre, and that includes like the maintenance areas and the bathrooms. Legitimately, the bathrooms are amazing in Galaxy's Edge.
You guys didn't mention the bathrooms as much, but good once you could find them outside of the cantina.
Yeah. If you're in Oga's Cantina, make sure you use the restroom before you go into Oga's Cantina because they won't let you out to urinate. But the bathrooms are amazing, and there's custom music made just for the bathrooms. And my friend, I feel foolishly asked, "Did John Williams make this music?" And like, I'm not sure they're using John Williams to underscore people's urination, but I could be wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he just likes to make likes to make jams and beats. They use like John Williams's garage band Castaways.
Oh my gosh. Okay, BUGCON 2019 Day 2. One last question for you, Scott.
Yeah.
What would the Monsignor Loftus think about all this?
Jeez, you really go deep. You referenced my childhood priest. And that is a reference to that. You really know the stuff. It's crazy hearing that bounce back at me. The first time that I made a video, my mom's response was not congratulations. She said, "What would Monsignor Loftus say? Could we show this to Monsignor Loftus?" And I was in church just now. Bugmain did a holy service, and he blessed people on the forehead with energy drink, and I was saying how, well, let's go back to the color wheel and the opposites. It felt to me like the opposite of church, like the opposite of Monsignor Loftus. I knew the weight that my mother placed on Monsignor Loftus, I knew that there had to be an equal opposite, and I found it in Bugman. I don't think Monsignor Loftus would like BUGCON, and that's why I love BUGCON.
It's all coming together. Scott Gairdner, thank you so much. I survived BUGCON, the interview.
You survived me rambling at you.
Beautiful. Congrats. Thank you so much.